It's not up for me. Oh, is it? It is. It's up
Back
for
up.
me. Okay.
Stream's back up. Don't know why I did that. Apologies, everyone. We are back now. Oh, it's the curse. Commentator curse, though. I said nothing would happen. And it did. So apologies for the stream stopping there. Should be back online now. Everything should be working, I hope.
My
Is it working?
opera's crashed as well.
Everything working as intended.
I'm trying to get the stream so I can see this chat.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the stream up as well.
Okay.
Is it working?
Ray said it is working,
It
so
is
we'll
working.
just
Well,
proceed.
hey, we're back in. Mine won't load on my phone, but I'm sure it's fine.
It's loaded on. It's loaded on
Okay,
Google,
cool.
so we'll be fine.
Well, apologies for the stream stopping, everyone. I don't know why that happened. It won't happen again. No more mistakes. There you go. I've said it again. Nothing else will happen. And
Promising a lot of things.
as we were fixing the stream, Thunder Fox 29-0. Now that's a lap.
Yeah, that's a lot of people going for pole position.
And the times are coming down here. Track Evolution is pretty strong around Bahrain. So we're going to see a lot of different lap times. Striker Boy is also on a flying lap, but I think he's just on a out lap because that's a 136. So I'm definitely on an out lap, I would imagine.
Thunder Fox is going to cause a yellow flag there because he's trying to let both drivers by.
Striker into the pits. Empish, is he on a lap? I believe he is. Okay. Was going to check the stream on my phone, but if people are saying it's okay, I will ignore it.
Like Beth Jesus is about to finish his lap here as well.
Beth Jesus coming.
He's going to come across to probably 130, well, low 130.
Low 130, closer to the pack, but not jumping any major positions. Stay on board with Empish now. He's a 10th up in the middle sector. He's going to need to find a bit more than that in the final sector if he wants to jump from P12.
Inu as well, up 500s
So Empish
in the sector.
to the line. Can he improve on his 12th? He improves to 11th. So improves a bit. Thunderfox should be coming into the pits now. There's an Alpine coming around the final corner.
Inu, he's only up 500, so it won't be very... Oh!
He moves himself
improved
ahead of
quite a bit, though.
Empish. He does. Found it all in the final sector. So that's going to be their battle for 11th and 12th. So, Thunderfox coming out the pits.
Just both drivers stopped right in the middle of the track here. Hassan and Alpine found to be behind each other, apparently.
Hassan Alpine having trouble into turn 1 by the looks of it. So Penguin is also on a lap here. And I wonder if there's a bit of team play going on here between the two Red Bull drivers.
They have been behind each other quite a bit, but surely the car behind will be getting... Is that Penguin behind?
Penguin,
Or Empish?
Penguin is behind. There. Here we go. The slipstream effect now from Empish. Didn't move out of his way, though. Surely he moves out of his way.
It's just all dirty air.
It didn't seem like that was the... It didn't go exactly to plan for Penguin, unless he has found some pace in the middle sector. He's down on a 10th. See, look, the dirty air was too much there.
Even with these new cars, it still affects too much.
The Red Bull trying something clever, and unfortunately just didn't pay off.
Oh, is that Dragon going up to P2 now?
Dragon is up to P2 onto the front row, 2/10 down. Two-tenths down on the leader Thunderfox, who is still on pole with a 29-0. So yellow flag in sector 1. I think it's just Alfa Romeo, sorry, getting out of the way.
Ooh, Panini's up 2.5 tenths in the first sector.
Panini.
Yeah,
So Panini,
current lowest driver who has done a qualifying lap up a quarter of a second.
he did do a lap, but unfortunately it was barred by errors, unfortunately. The pressure of having Vlad commentate his lap was too much for him.
It's my effect.
It affects a lot of people. especially the women. As he comes through
Thanks.
the left-hander as we head uphill now. Want to stay as close to the curb on the right-hand side as possible. McLaren in front has spun. That was a dangerous
Ooh,
place to sit
he's
there.
1/2 a second up though, almost 7/10 up. This could be a lap that puts him maybe in the top, in the top 5, top 10, sorry, definitely.
Definitely inside the top 10 at least. 50 seconds left in qualifying. Round the right-hander, here we go. Now it's flat to the line for Pani. Where can he improve? He want to be back off the back row across the line. He does, but only to 12th. It's not going to be good enough for him. So, Corny is just starting his final flying lap here. Very slow out lap from Corny. Both Mercs are out doing their laps as well. There's an Alfa Romeo crossing the line to start his flying lap as well. A lot of people in the pit stop. I was surprised. I thought there'd be more people coming out for their last laps.
Well, just 10 seconds to do a full lap round, so...
And not got time for those drivers. But this is now or never for Corny, and he's down in the first sector. Not by a lot, though.
Shows the pace of these drivers though. He was on the second row, and now he's all back in 7th.
And I think the McLaren of Ledux, as Striker goes onto the front row, misses out on pole by less than 1/10 of a second.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
That's going to crush him, but he does put himself onto the front row. Juno, his teammate, in the other Mercedes, he's 10th up in the middle sector. Can he possibly steal pole position away? He can't. It's a Merc second row with Striker and Juno second and third. And now it's down to Corny. He's 2/10 up in the middle sector. This could be the lap he needs.
Sucks for high note as well.
So Corny gonna come through the final corners here. And it's now or never for the Alpine driver. Can he take pole position away for Thunderfox on the opening day? It's only 6th. It's 2/10 advantage, but it's only 6th. Thunderfox doesn't need to improve his time, and he won't. He will cross the line anyway. Only man that can deny him is the Haas of One-Eyed Shax, and he pits. And there is your starting grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Thunderfox on pole from Striker Boy, Judo, Dragon, Penguin, Corny, Shax, Beth, Ledux, Dinny, Pani, Empish, Amir, Nut, and Stouty as your top 15. And that was an exciting qualifying session to start the year.
That was incredible. It's separated by 6/10. The top 7.
If that is the gap we're going to have through the whole race, then count me in for this season of RTTF. And it's just the opening round.
You won't be making an impression on each other though, won't they? They'll be trying as hard as possible, like, show they're the person who's going to win this, the person who's going to win the title.
So, there it is. Thunderfox will take first pole of the season here in the opener in the Bahrain International Circuit. Striker Boy and Judo, 2 newcomers to RTTF with the Mercs on the first and second row, but less than as Vlad was saying, 6/10 separates 7th to 1st, and only about a second separate the top 12.
That's incredible.
If this is what we're going to get all season, then I think we're in for quite the ride here, Vlad.
Yep. Oh, it's going to be fun to watch. Oh, I'm excited now. Thanks, T2. It's panini, like a long sandwich, not panny.
I will just say, Edgen has told me that we are doing a quick restart to allow people to join. So we're just going to take a quick pause of the stream. But we can just talk about that qualifying session there quickly. And who was your standout in that session for you, Vlad?
I've forgotten a lot of people's names because I don't have the thing anymore.
Well, I can tell you your top 3 was... Oh my god, my brain. Hang on. I can tell you second and third was Striker and Juno.
Thunderfox was first.
And Thunderfox was on pole. So, those 3 separated by about 1.5 well, about a tenth of a second. So
It's hard to pull a standout when the top 7 are so close, and you only think that their laps might have been like had little mistakes, or they might have just not thought not pushed as hard as they could have maybe.
well,
Because
luckily,
obviously you want to get a lap in instead of crashing.
the FIA have sent me through the qualifying list, so I'll just tell you some standards. Obviously, Corny, sixth fastest Tier 1 driver. You'd expect him to be on the front 2 rows.
Yeah, maybe you might have made mistakes in his lap. We'll see how he does in the race though. 'Cause like even though it is sixth, it's not big of a gap. It's 4 tenths to P1.
And then if we have a look at some of the other drivers, obviously Shax, the lone Haas driver, in seventh, still within that 7 tenths gap, and then Dragon putting it P4 as well. That's a great lap from him.
Yeah, he's new to the leagues. I think he showed himself just before. He's actually quite new to wheel. Used to be control driver. He's only had a wheel for a couple of months, so the fact he's showing that pace already is quite good.
Well, that's definitely going to be interesting. Just tracking Dragon's time, actually, he's about 50 thousandths off of Juno for the front 2 rows.
50,000 between the top 4. You see?
Between third and fourth.
All right. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a tiny bit of wheel spin worth.
Yeah.
That's making one correction not properly, and that's probably what lost him P3, just getting on power too early or too much.
He also didn't do a last lap. He was out of sync with the rest of the drivers. So, but to be out of sync and still fourth, that's a brilliant achievement for him.
Yeah, especially with obviously being new to the wheel.
I have seen Dragon race before. Used to be teammates with him at one point as well.
Oh.
And he is, how do I put it? He's an interesting racer. He's changed his ways a lot since he got a wheel, but he is a hard defender. Let's put it that way. There was some interesting defending going on at a Mexico GP.
That's called weaving.
Yes, maybe it was. And then there was also an incident at Saudi Arabia, which caused a contract to be put in all of our clauses to make sure it didn't happen again. So I'll leave it at that because no one knows about that. But it's
I
fine.
want to hear the story after the race.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story after the race. But there's a very interesting clause in our Swift contracts.
You tell people that you got a rule put in place, not because you did something wrong in the league race.
Yeah, exactly. But Dragon knows what he did. But I'm sure he's moved beyond that. And definitely, by the looks of the pace, he's up there.
Oh wait, no, he's not put on the spectator.
And if you look at the times, really, like so from 8 backwards, they're all in the 130s, and then 7th upwards, they're all in the 129s. That's
a good outline of what the season's going to be as well, though.
Yeah, it's not really split down. Like, it's kind of split down the middle, but some people are better at. Some people really hate Bahrain. Bahrain is a really mixed up track. Like, some people love driving it, and some people absolutely hate it. But like, if we go to a track that everyone loves driving, I'm sure the times will be even closer.
Wait, stream's dead.
Oh, for Christ's sake, really?
Yeah, it says network error. That might be me, actually. Wait, is it me?
Is the stream dead, or is it fine? Tell me if the stream's okay.
Stream is not dead according to Penguin, so
okay,
it's
thank
my
you.
fault.
God damn it, Vlad. Scaring me.
It's not working for me.
I think Twitch is having a bit of a funny day because my phone won't load up the stream either. So, thank you, Twitch, proud sponsors of RTTF.
Quality streaming platform.
That's not true.
You're gonna get sued.
Oh god, no, not again.
Again?
Wait, no, hang on, no, I'm not to say that.
How often do you diss Twitch in streams?
A lot of people. That's why I'm so popular. I bring in the views, Vlad.
Okay, well, my stream's not working, so I'm just gonna have to.
Ignore
I don't
Twitch.
actually need it. So.
We don't need to see the stream. We're the streamers. So, well, I am.
It's just for the chat. I can still see the chat though, so that's what matters. Fan interaction.
Well, fan interaction. So, let's go to fan interaction. In chat, tell me who you think is going to win this race. because this could be an interesting. Is it 29 laps around the Bahrain GP? A lot can happen in 29 laps. But I'll read the top 10 for you again. Thunderfox on pole from Striker, Juno, Dragon, Penguin, Corny, Shax, Beth, Ledux, Dini, Panny, Empish, Amir, Nut, and Stouty. That's your top 15. So, tell me who you think is going to win this race. And Vlad, you can tell me who the people want.
So we have 2 votes for Corny from Igor and Door to Door. He's a very consistent driver, so he might just win off of being of not making mistakes. Oh, okay. Apparently, stream died and it's back, so it might just be Twitch still.
I think Twitch is having a funny day.
Dragon says he's gonna win it. Self-confidence, I love it.
Love a bit of self-confidence from Dragon.
That's all the votes we have.
That's all the votes we have.
Penguin, I know you're on the stream. Vote. We need more fan interaction.
We need to fill the time. I can only make so many jokes.
There's not much we can waffle about. You don't want to hear me waffle about how much I can't waffle.
Yeah, we do an audio test before the start of the stream, and Vlad
Penguin.
Vlad
Yes,
just
that's
pretends to waffle. It's great.
Who do you think is gonna win? Penguin says he's gonna execute all 66, and Emish is gonna win. So
well,
stewards, if you're watching this, maybe keep an eye on them.
It's gonna be some interesting.
Just be safe.
That'll be very interesting. We're gonna get a crash gate scenario in Racing to the Fullest.
Ego tells me to not get me joking. I assume that's from my pre-official commentating days when I would just mess about in open lobbies and commentate because it was hilarious. Dragon just says, right, let's go to a Tesco meal deal. That's a question.
As a question,
Yeah.
my go-to Tesco meal deal.
Yeah. What do you like to get from Tesco's?
I'm a plain bastard. I like just cheese and Walker's crisps, but a Pepsi Max cherry, lovely.
I don't get meal deals that often actually. I just normally just pick out whatever I fancy that day.
I get them if I have nothing else to if I don't want to cook anything, I'll just pick up a meal deal and oh, it's fine, and I'll just survive on that.
No, I've insinuated something for multiple days in a row.
I survive on the minimum amount of food. It's crazy.
Ooh, Dragon likes sausage, bacon, egg triple, steak crisps, and Lipton iced tea. Very cultured.
That's a good list. It's a good list. There's 22 people listening to us waffle about what's your favourite Tesco meal deal.
5 have just dropped because not done a 17.
Right, great. But anyway, we are finally getting this race underway. So, fan interaction, stop interacting, get focused on your race.
No more Tesco meal deals.
No more Tesco meal deals. The race will
Fine
begin.
dining now only.
Only fine dining for the best in... Well, no. Sorry, not the best. The second best in Racing to the Fullest. Because they're tier 2.
But they have potential to be the best.
Exactly. They could be the best
Minus
in tier
Edgen.
2.
If you take Edgen out of the equation, they have the potential to be the best.
Exactly.
Overall.
Edgen's the best. No matter what anyone says, Edgen's the best.
We don't touch Edgen.
No.
Just ignore him. You aim for P2 if you're ever racing with him.
Exactly.
Let him do his thing. Let him enjoy hot lapping in a race. That's if that's what he wants to do. He
I
can do it.
raced Edgen once.
No, you didn't. You watch him pull away from you.
Well, I thought about racing him. He gave me room. All right, that's all I'll say. He gave me room when he shouldn't have.
Wait, did you do the center court?
Yes, may have done. It was on the it was the end of a Bahrain race. It was in a different league, and he was leading, and everyone had pitted for softs under the safety car apart from me. So I was sitting P2 on old hards, and the race restarted, and I was behind him, and I drained my battery down the straight, and I went to dive bomb him, and then I realised, oh, I'm on old hards, but he gave me so much room to dive bomb him into turn 1. He should there's no way he should have done that, but I respect him for it. I didn't get him.
Dragon says he laughed you.
He lapped me.
So, therefore, I called the Dragon.
Did he? He may have done.
I don't know. I wasn't there. No, I'm not going to trust Dragon as a source.
Don't trust Dragon. He's not a good source of information. But still waiting on the race to start.
Oh no, he's thinking of Assetto Corsa.
Oh, on the Assetto Corsa. Yes, he did lap me on Assetto Corsa. But
He loves everyone on Assetto Corsa.
to be fair, that was a 2-hour endurance race that I was given about 5 minutes notice for, and I didn't do any
You
practice.
participated in one of them.
I did. I did it once.
Which one?
Did it around Malaysia.
Oh, that. You were in that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was good fun.
Oh,
I enjoyed that.
I'm probably just like too focused on my trauma of running out of fuel on like the second to last lap. When I
Oh,
should
you
have won
were
it.
there. I remember you were there. Yeah, that was fun.
I was gonna win it. It was my win. Edgen helped me. We had a plan. I helped Edgen. He helped me, and then I didn't put enough fuel in, and I didn't start saving early enough, and
yeah.
I go back to pits and end up becoming P3
I
instead of P1.
I only spun about 5 times.
I spun mouse twice.
Maybe
if
6
that counts
times.
as something.
I don't know about obviously a stream you can't see this right now because you're looking at a technical difficulty. Please stand by. But on the F1 game, is anyone else seeing the low bars of connection, or is it me?
Oh God. What for all the drivers?
Everyone's got about 1 bar of connection.
The peak is 3 bars.
So this could be an interesting turn 1. That's all I'm saying. Don't go away anywhere. This could kick off in a minute.
I'm gonna screenshot that for.
Screenshot that for chat later.
Yep.
Oh, another new thing we'll be doing, I forgot to mention, is at the end of the race, whoever the top 3 are, me and Vlad will be interviewing them at the end of the race. So obviously that's incentive to finish top 3, so you get to talk to me and Vlad. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
So
That would be great. There are 4 drivers in Alpine.
Sorry?
In Alpine VC. There are 4 drivers in Alpine VC.
There's only 2 drivers on the grid though.
Yeah, Edgen's one of them.
Alright, well,
Dinu, Edgen, and Corny.
I think we're finally ready. 10 people have rated up, and we are going to begin the Bahrain International Grand Prix. And this will be a race to remember, I hope. A season opener. And a season that I think is going to have a lot of twists and turns in it.
There'll be a lot of title fighting.
And a title fight would be lovely. Commentating on a title fight would be brilliant. So we are getting into the race now. So we can get off the technical difficulties, please stand by, and we can get in to a Bahrain GP.
Right, Dragon wants an interview if he's top 10.
That's not the rules, Dragon. The rules are top 3. And
Take the L.
And if you want to complain with any of them, complain to Edgen, because me and him talked about it this morning.
Get good, basically.
Yeah, get good, Dragon. That's what I'm saying.
Bish says he's going to intentionally crash out if he's 3rd on the last lap. I assume that's what he doesn't have to do an interview.
That's rude. You don't know.
Maybe
as commentators,
doesn't want his,
the commentators, we see everything. We see everything.
Yeah. Okay, Dragon says he's attacking Juno. Is the history behind them? Or
well, Dragon and Juno.
like
Well, they were teammates as well. He was in the Red Bull team before Dragon was kicked for a certain incident at Saudi Arabia.
Oh my God! How many incidents did Dragon have?
That's still the same incident. Saudi Arabia is a whole thing. Yeah.
I thought you said a different Middle Eastern country.
No.
Wait, there's only 2. I'm stupid.
As Dragon says, yes, he wasn't kicked, he left. In inverted commas.
He was kicked from the team, not from the league.
Oh, yes. He did go to Alpine, I remember that. Yeah. But anyway, not talk about that. Let's talk about this. So, racing to the fullest, Season 4, Bahrain GP.
30 seconds.
Front row of... Name the guy on pole, I forgot his name. Brain.
Thunderfox. It was
on pole. Striker Boy alongside him. Juno in 3rd, Dragon in 4th. That is a tasty top 4, if I've ever seen one. 2 Mercedes side by side. When has that ever gone wrong in Formula 1?
Never. Especially not Spain in 2016.
Exactly. But this isn't Spain. This isn't 2016. This is 2022. This is formation lap. But here we go. Check the prick stop strategy at the bottom there. 1 stop is the recommended, medium to hard, but there is a secondary 2 stop, soft, medium, hard, or soft, medium, I'd assume.
No one is going to do that because softs are terrible in this game.
Softs are terrible in this game. I do agree. So we're just going to have a quick look at everyone's tyres. And everyone is on the medium tyre.
No alternate strategies.
No alternate strategies whatsoever. Not even, like, you got to question, if I was in this situation, if I started last, if I didn't take part in qualifying like a few people did, start on the hards, run long into the race. Like, hard tyres are really not that bad in this game. On a hot track like Bahrain, they are probably king.
Yeah, they just Codemasters just swapped the usability of the hards and the softs around for this game.
Exactly. There's no reason not to use the hards, but everyone's gone with the same strategy. Everyone will be running medium hard, or maybe we'll see a medium soft. It's possible.
Go medium, soft, medium, but can you run that long? Actually, you probably could. I don't think we'll be seeing any softs in this race unless there's a late safety car though, so...
Fake wants Go Shax. Shax starting P7 in this Grand Prix.
Fake the Shax fan, okay.
And Thunder Fox, it's got a bit of a lead out here on front of the drivers. Doesn't want to have too cold tyres before he gets to the grid.
Thunder Fox is just practicing.
Just getting ready. Oh, he has a bit of a slide on the rear end there.
Showing off.
Looks like Max Verstappen in qualifying in Suzuka, but he's kept it on the track and hasn't killed a McLaren in the process. So, everyone lining up for the grid. He's definitely got a lead.
Very far away though.
He is. His tyres are going to be cold
Slow down.
at the start of this Grand Prix. So, Thunder Fox getting onto the grid to take the first pole of the year. Lines up on his grid slot.
Not very close. He's probably missed about a foot there.
Striker looks a lot closer to start. Juno and Dragon getting disqualified from, so they'll be starting further back from their grid slot. So does Lux, so does everyone else. But this is it. As we open the season here for Racing to the Fullest, Tier 2, Season 4 in Bahrain. We head for 5 lights. And it's lights out. And away we go. And it's a steady start from Thunderfox, but a much better start from Striker Boy. So we head down into turn 1.
Outside as well.
Both Mercedes wheel to wheel into turn 1. And Thunderfox keeps his lead. Judo gets forced around the outside. There's contact at the back. Both Mercedes.
Mess at the back of the pack as well, all over the place for all of the drivers back there.
Both
a lot of swatting around right now.
Both Mercs make it into turn 1. They're trying to sandwich the Alfa Romeo into T1. But it didn't work. Juno got forced around the outside. Penguin on the attack here of Dragon. Sticks behind him. So, top 4 as it starts. Thunderfox, Striker, Juno and Dragon all staying in position. Then follows Penguin, Corny, Dinu. Beth tries a dive down the inside. Does he make it? He does. They're going wheel to wheel. Now down, he's going to make it 3 wide. Surely not. Down into the right hand, and they're still wheel to wheel. He's going to run out of space, and he loses not 1 but 2 positions to the Aston Martin and the Alpine.
Juno as well. Juno's going down the insides. He switches back to the racing line. It's an easy pass for him. He's better run in this corner.
And the Aston Martin carries on his fight with Dragon. Dragon's dropped a few positions. He's now down to 6th, as he's now behind the Aston Martin. Sorry, that's not Dragon, that's Dinu. I apologise. Dinu goes a bit wide. Someone's dropped it at the back. There's a big crash towards the back of the grid.
Look at Dragon as well. He's about to make a dive. Goes dive into the final corner. Oh, contact between him and Corny. The Corny tried to hang around the outside and he just didn't leave the space.
Now, Thunderfox gets the fast lap of the race. The Mercs and the Alfa Romeo starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. Here comes Corny into turn 1. Is he close enough for a dive bomb? On Dragon, thinks about it. Thinks wiser of it. Sticks behind him into T1. It's behind. Here comes the McLaren into T1. Down the inside of the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin has a much better line. Sticks behind him for another lap.
Shax, I think, got spun around at the start of the race. He's gained about 3 seconds in that 1 lap he had.
A Dragon with a switchback of dreams on Corny to stay in P5. He's defending with all his might here on the 2nd lap of the Bahrain GP.
You alright?
And I thought, and as I said, he will defend as much as he possibly can. But the 2 Mercs behind the Alfa Romeo. So 2 on 1, and I imagine what Mercedes will do is split their strategy between the two drivers.
Yeah. And I think Juno's Thunderfox is starting to pull away a little bit with Mercedes fighting. Not good team plays from either of them. He's already pulled half a second, and I mean they're pulling from Penguin, but now a second and a half separates the top three.
And they've definitely got to keep in that gap, but Dragon behind, making quite the train, and a spin for the McLaren of Ledux. He does, stays out of everyone's way, but he's now down right at the back of the grid. As we begin lap 3 here of the Bahrain International Circuit, and Penguin in P4, so that's the fastest lap of the race. Striker Boy looking to take second off of Juno. Surely the Mercs have got to try and work together here.
Now P6 to P8, very close. Oh, Beth had a look down the inside, but there wasn't the space in the T2.
And it's spun around Panny down into P10. Could be getting worse for him. Might be down to P11, it is. And that is not what you want to see for the Aston Martin fans. He's down to 11th behind Nut of the Alfa Romeo. So 8 tenths now, the gap at the front of the grid. Beth
as well, very
Beth
close
here to the Alpine.
Might go for a move down here.
Surely not move down into this corner. You don't see people going for moves here. It's very tight into this corner. Bit of wheel banging, but keep it clean. They're going wheel to wheel now, but the DRS goes to Beth, and he should easily pull ahead of the Alpine driver, which he does. And that is now as another yellow flag. Who's... Oh, Thunderfox! Thunderfox has spun it!
Oh! Race leader down into P6. That's going to be very disappointing for him.
The man that started on pole and has been leading since lap 1. I assume what he's done is hit the curb on the inside of that corner.
He might have been prepared from his teammate as well. I'm not sure they're communicating, telling each other like not to pass each other, but 3 seconds behind the next car for him. And Beth has ERS enabled. Oh, he hasn't got much though. I think he was thinking about maybe going for moving to T1. If he had the ERS to do it, he would have. He has a look on the inside, but he's too far back for it. Oh, did he get a bump from back? I think Stouty hit him there. That's left Stouty vulnerable to Dino there. Dino goes past. Both have DRS, so neither has an advantage. But Beth is... there was contact between Beth. Oh, it's Stouty does on the inside. There's still contact between them again.
It's still going wheel to wheel. This is clearly not healthy. Oh, it's a big crash!
Stouty get around!
And it's a huge Stouty... Sorry, not Stouty, Dino spinning Stouty around.
Oh no!
And there's been a big crash.
Yeah, Ammo just crashed into the stationary Stouty. He's out of the race. That might be a safety car.
It's surely got to be a safety car. Stouty has stopped letting someone pass there. Is that not a safety car?
How? There's a car that we're on the run off.
It's a car, surely. It's FIA. Call a safety, red flag it, surely. But
his car's just been picked up.
Oh, it turns about the lead. Penguin. The two Mercs. Why are they fighting each other so hard?
I suppose now Thunderfox is out the way. They're trying to go for each other. They want to get the win now. Thunderfox might still be a threat though. That's the part that gets me.
So the Mercs here battling in the desert like they did in 2014, and Striker looking to go for a move on his teammate already. Goes down the inside, DRS and ERS enabled. Juno doesn't fight that one too hard as Striker takes the lead of the Bahrain GP. And now it's Juno's turn to attack. He's surely not going to come back at him here. Surely not. No, he doesn't. He sticks behind him. So maybe finally a bit of team play happening between the two Merc drivers.
He went a little bit wide
Juno
there.
takes a lot of curb on the inside. That's going to open him up to Penguin. He's lost a bit of that. He's going to go round the outside. Surely not. But does he go for the switchback? He tries it. He can't go down around the outside here. Surely not. Juno doesn't let him.
Or on the outside is very risky because if you go offline, it's easy to just get on the curb on the right and get beached and completely miss the corner.
And Juno now just under attack here from the Red Bull driver.
Penguin closing the gap still. he has a bit of DRS to play with. He's burning it down. He won't have a look at the T1, but he'll be using the DRS on the pit straight. Oh, comes out. He thinks about it, but he's too far back.
He's way too far back. Juno will still get DRS from Striker. Juno moves to the inside already.
Already catching though.
But
It's
look
gonna
at
be an
that.
easy pass for him.
DRS, or you think it's going to be an easy pass, but the DRS and ERS of Juno is helping him. Dragon sets the fastest lap of the race.
He's gonna dive.
He's going to go for a
He
dive.
doesn't commit to it, but he doesn't get left space either. That was. He could have made that move.
Looks like Striker backed off a bit to allow Juno to get a better slipstream and DRS. And now, really, Penguin's fighting with one arm tied behind his back. Fighting two Mercedes is difficult, especially when they're working together.
It's Stouty as well. Stouty's going to make the pass on Lennox here with DRS, burning DRS as well.
So Stouty
Simple
up to
move
P13. Does have that 5-second time penalty. Oh, this Penguin has a big snap there, just on the exit. So we head downhill for the left-hander. It's very important that Penguin stays within DRS range of Juno if he's got any chance of battling for the lead.
He's almost lost it.
There's a yellow flag behind. Is that... someone's had a spin? Is it? Dragon's had a spin. He's down to P7. And after setting the fast lap of the race, the lap before, maybe pushing too hard, as the Dux has another spin, and it's been a race to forget so far for the McLaren driver.
There's two drivers on the left. Is that Thunderfox?
No, it's Beth.
No.
Beth has had a spin. He spun right back onto the track. He's got to be careful he doesn't collect another car. He's got to spin it around quickly or the game will disqualify him. He does get it going, but comes back in P12. And it looks like Thunderfox is close to corny here. DRS will be online for him, and it should be a simple pass into T1. And it is a simple pass straight ahead of the Alpine driver up into P4. He's now got 6 seconds to catch the Mercedes duo and the Red Bull of Penguin. And this race so far, you've got to say, has fallen in Mercedes' hands.
Yeah. I mean, even with them fighting, Thunderfox's mistake. Was it a mistake or did he get hit?
I believe it was a mistake from Thunderfox. We haven't had that confirmed. Thunderfox, has he made another mistake, or has he been tagged there? Must have been tagged by corner. You don't see many mistakes on that corner.
He might have. He could have put the throttle down too hard. He's obviously going to be pushing because he wants to win. Yeah, he obviously has the pace to get the win. Maybe he was just pushing it too hard because getting the throttle out of there can be difficult sometimes.
And Empish having a spin as well. And Thunderfox, who started on pole, now down to 7th. And has got... his job was hard enough. It's now got even harder. So, as we return to the battle for the lead, Penguin still chasing down the two Mercedes drivers. Striker that leads Juno, that leads Penguin. Then it's Corny, 7 seconds back. And then Dragon, another 4 seconds behind him. Closest battle on track so right now is Thunderfox and Dinu, and Penguin and Juno and Striker. And I wonder, is Juno close enough? Is he going to think about having a move, or is he just backing off a bit from Striker?
I don't think on his teammate though. They've got this win in the bag. They might start fighting at the later stages. There's no point risking it now. But Striker Boy does go wide. He might be able to get a better run, Juno, but doesn't look like he does. He will have DRS, but it won't be close enough for a move.
And I think there is a move going on for Thunderfox. He does heavy defense from Dinu, but Thunderfox... oh, he goes way too deep into the corner. And he's got another lap behind the Alpine driver. Frustration in the pit, in the cockpit for Thunderfox.
Just the anger. First mistake, then another one, then another one. It's not going well for him. He should be easily winning this on the podium, but the anger is getting to him. He just has to keep a cool head and push through the race now.
And keeping a cool head is important as the battle at the front. Still very close. The two Mercs within 3 tenths of each other. Juno does pull out. There, the dirty air. Stouty gets 3 seconds for his trouble. He's already got 3 seconds. He's got another 3 now. Only 1 pit stop so far in this race, as Beth, I think, had to pit after a few spins onto a set of hard tyres, so he's now running dead last, but having made his pit stop. Sector 2, another spin for the Nux, and it's a race he's going to want to move on from.
Yep.
Thunderfox makes the pass on Dunu, but Dunu, has he spun? I think he has spun.
Penguin now within 3/10. He doesn't have that much DRS to play with, but
And
Juno's pulled out. I don't know why.
Junior's pulled out. He
He
doesn't
could
really
just
need
keep the
to.
stretch
Oh,
team.
he's gone for a
Penguin
dive!
commits to
He's a
it.
long way back! What a move that is from the Red Bull driver. He sent that from so far back, but it's now going to allow Juno to have a run at him here. But he's got DRS as well. And that's a sensational pass from the Red Bull driver to put himself in between the two Mercedes. And now Mercedes really have a fight on their hands.
You have to think he must have put that in Juno's head the lap earlier, because he was very close. It was like he was not even a car length back. He could have easily went for a dive, but he didn't. He didn't commit to it. So maybe he did that on purpose to make Juno think that he isn't one for dive bombs. But that was incredible to watch.
That was a very good dive bomb. And now Juno is trying to put the pressure back on Penguin, the Red Bull driver. And this is very important for Mercedes race now, that they get back into that 1-2 position. They still have the advantage on strategy because it's 2 versus 1. Unfortunately, Penguin's teammate only down at 11, so he won't be able to do anything strategy-wise there. But Juno not being able to keep up with Penguin's pace. Is he dumping all of his battery now to try and catch Striker?
Penguin's releasing a little bit on the X's just to keep within. No, he might actually have another look for another move down the pit straight. He'll have DRS. He hasn't got another Mercedes to hold him up. He's got some ERS to play with, but I don't think he'll be burning it all. He might be using it after the fact, but
Striker does. Oh, Striker bit of weaving there on the main straight there from the Mercedes driver.
trying to break the drift scene. But you can't do it too much. You got one move, then you got one defensive move, then you've got your final move. Oh,
Striker has left the session. Striker's
that's
internet
his.
has crashed, or his game has crashed, which now means it's an AI running Striker's car.
Can the AI hold up the striker standards though?
And that is a catastrophic problem for Mercedes. Can Striker get back in?
Oh, I don't think the AI will defend. Oh, almost contact between them, but
Lost contact. I think Penguin was waiting for the late braking of Striker Boy, but it wasn't there. There's a spin at the back for one of the Aston Martin drivers. Oh, another late break there. And surely this is Penguin's chance. He just has to breeze past the Merc driver, but Striker's AI is doing an incredible job of holding him back.
it's letting Juno catch up because it's slowing Penguin down. He's just not within the range to go for a move, but it's still slowing him down.
And
Oh, but he
Striker...
might.
It's a huge...
Out!
It's a spin for
He
Penguin.
gets on the curb on the right. Oh, back in the 1-2 position for the Mercedes. Now 3 seconds behind. He'll be kicking himself with that one. That is absolutely tremendous.
Penguin-
Not in a good way.
Penguin
Sorry,
couldn't get past the AI of Striker Boy, and it's cost him big time in this race. Striker asking me for an invite, I can't do it. I think the loan of the lobby has to do it.
It has to be corny.
Oh, Striker's back in. He's back in the race. So Striker
Well
Boy
done, Striker's AI. You
back in
caused
the race.
Penguin to be. The AI must have just frustrated Penguin because he obviously wants to get in the P1, and that was his opportunity.
That was his
He'll be
opportunity.
even angrier now.
So Penguin, with work to do now, he's got to catch back up to Mercedes, get past Juno again, and then get past Striker, who's not AI anymore. He's back in the game. And we got a pit stop for One-Eyed Shax here. Coming in for first 11 laps in. It seems like a bit of an early pit stop to me.
Unless he's going for the soft mediums, that strategy.
No, he is pitting onto the hard tyre, so maybe with a plan to run a bit longer, maybe hope for a late safety car, or maybe trying to go for the undercut. We'll see how it pays off.
Very, very deep undercut though.
Will he get in front of the McLaren? That is probably the biggest question so far. And he won't. He'll stay in front of him, but we know how cold those hard tyres are coming out of the pits. And the Duck's looking for a way past. DRS is enabled for the McLaren driver. Can he dive down his inside and probably ruin Shax's strategy? Shax can't really defend it on cold tyres, and now he's got another move to make.
I'm looking at Stouty here as well. He's closed the gap to Empish here. He'll have DRS on the straight. He didn't get the best exit. He went all over the curb, but the DRS might help him if he goes for a move. Looks for it, but he was too far back, especially in the braking zone. That's not that hard.
Maybe a late lunge. Pani, I think, has had a spin, just coming down the right hand. It's a dangerous corner that any driver can make a mistake on it. Pit for Dragon here on lap 6. Dragon going for the undercut attempt, I imagine on Corny, because he was running in P5 and Corny running in P4. Late
Also,
braking
it isn't
though,
too early for the
Stouty.
undercut though.
Yeah, it's too maybe an overcut. Maybe the overcut is the plan. But here we go. DRS enabled for Stouty here down the back straight. Can he have a chance at Empish into turn 1? Empish keeping to the outside line. Late braking from Stouty keeps him on the inside. Looks to grab the curb, but Stouty still wheel to wheel with the Rebel drive. He's going to get run out onto the curb here. Proper wheel to wheel racing between the two drivers. Very respectful there. As the Rebel driver still on the outside. He's got to cut into the inside though. If he can make it work. Oh, he's going to go all the way around the outside. Surely not. They're still wheel to wheel. We saw a crash here earlier. Oh, is this another one? As Empish tried going around the outside of Stouty, all the way around the outside, but that was always going to end in catastrophe.
The stewards will have a hard time with that one because that one doesn't really have much of an apex. He was alongside, but there's no point really going side by side through there. Of course you can, but
it always ends in like in a crash like that.
yeah.
So returning to the lead of the race as Juno takes the lead. Striker pulling into the pits now.
Can I quickly comment?
Yes.
Dragon's helmet is terrible.
Is
like,
it?
It's so ugly.
It is. It's really bad. I agree.
Do you know what? Do you know what the accent colour is as well?
What is? I didn't
Bright
see.
blue.
Oh. Well, not only does Dragon need a new helmet designer, but he also needs this strategy of his to work out for him to get some more positions. Striker making the pit stop, first of the top 3 to make the pit stop. As Dunu gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to kick himself after. That is such a terrible penalty to get. So pit stop starting to happen here. And Striker,
Dragon?
I imagine...
Dragon and Thunderfox.
Dragon and Thunderfox.
Now side by side.
Battling wheel to wheel, and he's got the grip. He's pitted a lap earlier than they did, and he's got ahead of Thunderfox on the warmer hard tyres.
Oh, so is High Nuts. Thunderfox is going to hang it around the outside. Doesn't make it work. He went too deep slightly. He's still on cold tyres. You can't really be battling when you're on cold tyres. You're just going to rip him up more.
Exactly. There's a big battle going on for P11 right now. There's 3 drivers. 3 don't go into 1 usually. And they are going wheel to wheel. This corner can't go wheel to wheel, lads. We've seen it 7 times today. And the Aston Martin trying round the outside. Can't find the way past as Juno pulls into the pits now. So both Mercs making their pit stops.
And that's Panini going around the outside of the corner. There was just contact between him and Dinu. And that's...
And the
Shax spun around.
Shax has lost it on himself. He's dropped that one. Mid-corner. Downshifting. But this is the interesting. Where is Striker going to come out compared to his teammate Juno? Juno might be coming out way ahead of Striker Boy, but he will have the cold tyres.
Will that leave him vulnerable enough for Juno, though?
This question, Juno gaining a second, though, on his teammate. Striker was ahead, wasn't he? Before the pit stops, I believe he was. He was leading.
Yeah, it was Striker, Juno, Penguin.
So now, it seems like the undercut worked there for Juno. Striker, would he be entirely happy that his teammates jumped him? Oh, he's let his pass.
Whoa.
He's let him pass. That was close,
That was very close. He could have been a bit safer than braking very hard right when the car's behind him.
But the team play is on. Juno was always going to let Striker past, I reckon. But man, they could have done it a lot safer, as Vlad said. The only man yet to make a pit stop is our race leader Penguin, 13 laps old, on the medium tyres. Surely he's got to make a pit stop now, and he doesn't.
How long is the pit stop time here at Bahrain?
I think it's around 26 seconds, 24, around that.
24, so he has gained time then.
He has gained
So
time.
if the pit stop is 24, he's strike-wise 23 seconds back.
It's going to be... Well, it's very interesting now because the Mercs did lose themselves time by swapping around positions. They are on fresh hard tyres. They take about 2 or 3 laps to get properly embedded into the track. but Penguin's still got rubber, I imagine, on those medium tyres, so there's always a chance that he could still come out in front of them. Maybe he's hoping for a safety car. We haven't seen one yet today. Probably should have seen one after the AlphaTauri crash earlier in the race. But
Yeah, that was the FIA just aren't doing a good job today.
no,
If Michael Massey was here,
that would have been a straight safety car. Instant red flag probably, I'd imagine. As Juno does get a fastest first sector here, so he's really pushing on this on his first proper flying lap on the hard tyres.
I'm looking at Heinut as well. Heinut's got DRS down the pit straight. He's going to come past Embish.
And an easy
It's
pass
no trouble for him.
for Heinut. Moves himself into the top 10, which is World Championship points. And there's a move going on towards the back for Stouty. Can he get past Beth? Can't find a way past just yet. On this occasion, 6 behind him in at 14th.
And Penguin pulls in the pits.
And Penguin
making a stop now.
does pull into the pits
Has he
now.
pulled the gap though? Has he got enough of a gap to still come out ahead of Striker?
So,
if he nails the pit stop, he'll be very close, if not ahead.
hard tyres on for the Red Bull team. That's a decent stop from the Red Bull the team. Here is
He's coming around the final corner now.
Striker Boy down the back straight now.
He might be ahead. It's going to be very close. It might be side by side.
It will be
in
close.
The first corner.
Striker and Juno both setting fastest laps of the race here. Here comes Penguin down the back
side
straight.
by side.
It's going to be close.
Oh, no, they aren't. Are they?
It's going to be close. Cold tyres on Penguin might mess him up here. It's turn 1. Just coming up the back straight. DRS will be enabled for Striker, and it should be a simple pass. But it depends how much Penguin can fight this back. Can't fight it enough. Striker gives it a bit of a weave. And doesn't let him pass. But can Juno get him past? So we've got a helicopter cam here. Don't go wheel to wheel here, Juno. You surely know it's going to end badly. But look at the... He just got no grip on those hard tyres. Oh, it's a late lunge from Juno.
Oh.
They go wheel to wheel. This is a great camera angle we've got here.
You know, really trying to play a team game.
He wants to get past
He's desperately wanted. He tries something around the outside, but you can't do it around there.
But DRS will be now enabled for Juno. Can he pull alongside the Red Bull driver? As they go wheel to wheel, and he gets ahead. And the strategy has paid off for Mercedes. As they do get ahead of the Red Bull of Penguin. And now it's surely just a job of bringing it home.
Yeah. The team game has been great for Mercedes here. As long as Striker and Juno don't mess up, it should be easy for Striker. He's got half the race to go. It shouldn't be too difficult for him.
As closest battle on track right now, Empish still battling away with Nut for the last points position. Obviously, top 10 give you a point up to 25, plus the fastest lap will give you a point if you're inside the top 10. Bit deeper on the brakes there for Nut, but Empish doing all he can to get his team a double points finish in the first race of the season. It's going to be important because if there's a lot of team play going on with those Mercs, Empish is going to have to pick up. Seeing as the Aston Martin and Ferrari go wheel to wheel, that's a dangerous place to go wheel to wheel. But Stouty stays ahead there, or does he? Going to go up the inside now, around the outside. Sorry. Goes all the way around the outside. They go wheel to wheel into the final corner. This is a proper battle. As they're still going wheel to wheel. Both. Oh, only one will have DRS. It'll be the Aston Martin. But the wheel to wheel down the pit straight. He pulls into the slipstream. Will he have a dive into turn 1? Too far back, surely, on this occasion. And just stays behind him. But that was a proper nice little battle for P13.
Yeah, it's nice in this league. We're seeing a lot of people just not backing out. Which is it's great to watch.
And Penguin has just lost his DRS range to Juno. Oh, he's just got it back now down the back straight. It was down to a second, but I think he hit the line under a second, so...
Can Penguin recover later in the race though? Because he's obviously using the fresh tyres by like 3 laps, is it?
Yeah, by 3 laps. He's given himself a chance here to at least finish P2.
And the gap is closer than it was before. I think he might... no. It'll be too far back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were Mercedes, Vlad, would you... there's two options here. You either secure your first win of the season, letting Striker just drive off into the distance, or you tell him to drop back and give Juno DRS to try and defend the 1-2.
Well, if Juno can keep Penguin behind, he's shown himself to be able to do that. He's keeping pace, and Penguin. Well, he's losing a bit of time. He's still within half second, but he almost dropped out of DRS, which has been terrible for him. But if Juno can do it by himself, I don't see why they'd want why Juno would want Striker Boy to drop back. But it's only if Penguin starts to really get on Juno's tail that you should be thinking that Striker would want to be dropping back to get the 1-2 for Merc.
Exactly, and Penguin is a lot closer on this occasion. Obviously, these new 2020 cars can follow so much closer than the last year's cars, and it's now within 0.3 of a second. Last time they were at this point, it was over a second. Penguin has caught up a lot, and you can see the gap between Striker and Juno is back down a lot. As Nut gets ahead of Shax and Empish.
Striker, Penguin's going to make this move. He's got DRS. It's coming closer and closer. There's a bit of lag on my side, but now going around the outside instead.
On the outside.
Be lit on the brakes. He's trying to hang it around. Brakes, but Juno keeps it on the inside. Penguin goes a little bit deep. He won't be able to get the cut back. He'll have DRS, but I don't think he'll be close enough. Even with the assistant to DRS, he hasn't got much DRS to play with.
And Juno actually got the DRS. Juno got the DRS coming down that back straight because he was behind into the corner.
That's gonna hurt Penguin. Still only half second between them though, and Striker again driving off in the distance. Doesn't look like he's too interested in playing the team game or securing it. He wants that win. He might be. I think he'll be the title contender for this season, along with Penguin.
As Empish does get ahead of Nut for P9 actually. I think Shax had a bit of a mistake because he was running P9, but he's now running P11. It's going to cost himself a three-way battle going on for P9, 10, and 11 between the Haas, the Alfa Romeo, and the Red Bull. And Shax just losing a bit on the curb there. As Nut still looking to get back on his battles. He goes really deep, and that's going to give an opportunity to Shax, but he can't get close enough on this occasion. As they stay P11, 10, and 9. As it looks Penguins looking for another attack here.
He's got a DRS down here. It's three tenths between them coming in the back straight. Oh, 4 tenths now.
And you can see
he hasn't got much DRS to play with. He's been burned just to keep within, but Shaq's getting the penalty as well. But
Juno doesn't have a lot of DRS
either. For a dive. If he goes around the outside, he doesn't commit to it, but
forces
Juno
him deep.
Goes a little bit deep. He'll get the switch back here.
Can't get it done.
He's still too far back.
But that ERS light is flashing for Juno. He's charging the battery. Penguin trying to use all of his. Going to go for a late dive. Trying to force Juno into a mistake to go wide. But Juno's been he hasn't caused many mistakes this afternoon.
Yeah, Juno's being strong. He's not showing that he'll move for him. He'll have DRS again though.
He's always in that 3/10 range. Just can't get closer than 3/10 range. He's going to have to do one of his trademark dive bombs like we saw earlier in the race to get himself up into that P2.
He's lost the element of surprise now though. Oh, bad exit for him. Dropped 3/10. But yeah, he's lost the element of surprise that he had before.
Oh, I think Empish has had a spin, battling Nut, and I think finally the the battle concedes with Empish spinning out, falling down to not only out of the points but down to P12 behind the McLaren driver of the Ducks.
It was a very good battle that.
And also another battle brewing. Dragon is right on the rear of Corny. Corny just seems to be struggling with pace this afternoon.
He's normally quite. I'm not sure if Bahrain's too good of a track for him. I've never seen him around it. I don't know what his time around it is either. I think he should be doing better than this though. This doesn't look like his top pace. But oh, Penguin had a little look down the inside. He'll have the exit. I think he'll have DRS down here. He darts to the outside. He's trying to hang around the outside again. He kept. Oh, Juno almost in the side of him, but Penguin just can't keep around the outside.
Just doesn't have the grip.
He's getting frustrated now. He wants to go past because he knows Striker's pulling away. 3.2 seconds away from Juno now.
Oh, he
Oh,
hits.
contact between them.
I think that's a tap in the rear there from Penguin, just basically pushing him around the Bahrain circuit. It's just asking him to get out of the way. He needs to get Striker Boy, but Juno playing the ultimate team game here, holding up as much as he can. But Juno's got the pace to do so.
He does. He's obviously not got enough as much pace as Striker, but he's up there with him. Good qualifying session between both of them. It still wasn't much separating them, especially. But I don't think he'll be holding back for much longer. There's now only 8 laps left. Can't remember.
8
I
laps
don't know how
left.
to do maths.
The Ducks, after having such a terrible start to this race, has got himself into the points for McLaren. Aussie looks for a move on the final corner. Penguin doesn't make it, and surely you've got to hang back there, Penguin. He can't be making half moves like that because it could cost you P2.
Yeah, that's a silly thing from Penguin there. He was easily close enough to be able to go for a move down here. He probably would have got an easy pass just on the straight, never mind under braking. He's obviously getting frustrated. He wants to get past. He wants that win.
In
It's
the
not happening for him
background,
though.
Dragon does finally get ahead of Corny, and it's Dragon back up into that P4 where he started this race. It's been a very solid race from the Williams driver. He hasn't really had the pace of the front three, but he's always been in and around the top 4.
And looking at the position changes, Rota has gained 9 positions since the start of this race.
Rota, I think, started towards the back of the grid. We haven't really talked about him much because he's sort of just been consistently quiet, sitting up in P7.
Despite gaining like over half the grid.
Well, he's made it work this afternoon, but a man that I'm sure wants a weekend to forget, Thunderfox. He might be sitting in the top 6, but was a win on the cards today.
Yeah, lost 5 positions. You see, from pole to 6th, especially when he easily had the pace. It's very disappointing.
And Penguin once again 2/10 to Juno, and surely for Penguin he can't be making those half moves again. He's got to stick behind him. He's got the chance now. This is his opportunity for P2. And Juno knows it. He's got no battery. Look at the flashing light on the back of Juno's car. It should be a simple pass from Penguin. He's got the fast lap of the race. And finally, Juno's stout defense of P2 comes to an end.
It's released the Red Bull. Can he push enough? Can he be fast enough to gain 3.5 seconds? The Striker. His Striker's probably been pushing as well, and Penguin's killed his tires. He'll kill his tires. The advantage that he had, just from trying to get past Juno. Juno's doing a great job for holding him back for all that time. Now it's all on Penguin and Striker Boy to not make a mistake.
I just want to say, Rota just set the fastest lap of the race as well. He is
quiet.
Consistently quiet. Striker Boy probably got the news that his teammate has unfortunately not been able to hold up Penguin, and it's now on him to try and keep the lead and keep Merck's first win of the season in hand. But not to say Juno hasn't just fallen back. He's still in DRS range, but let's see how long that lasts.
I don't think he'll not be close enough for a move here. Just check his ERS levels and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10%.
Striker just getting past the back marker there of Aston Martin.
Didn't hold him up. He went off track, but no.
Yeah, well,
it's fine.
I like to see. I'm so glad that drivers get out of the way because there's nothing worse than losing a race win due to a back marker.
Oh, it's in iRacing as well. There's no rule against it in iRacing. It's a war zone.
And as Penguin, another fastest lap of the race, and now we've got an interesting race on our hands. He's got
Penguin pushing as hard as possible.
3.5 seconds to make up to Striker Boy.
He hasn't gained since he was released.
No,
in fact, he's lost.
Yeah, and Juno's still on the back of him here. DRS, maybe that pressure of having Juno just there, just as a niggle, just to make sure that he could still make a move to get himself up into P2. Striker having to get back markers, but they're moving out of the way lovely for him. And Penguin, even though he set the fastest lap of the race, he's still 3.5 seconds behind Striker.
Yeah, really need the back markers to do a bad job here. This won't get an interesting race. Nothing against Striker, just he's just not gaining though. His tyres have been killed by him fighting with Juno.
They might
Juno's done exactly what he need to do.
They might be 4 laps younger than Strikers, but they clearly suck. And Thunderfox, a spin for Thunderfox, knocks him down into P7, and he will want to just move on from this weekend.
Yeah.
Is that a
Oh,
safety
safety
car?
car? No, no
And it's
way.
a full course safety car, I imagine, for Thunderfox's spin in the middle sector, and it is all coming together towards the end of the Grand Prix. And surely the top have to pit now. This is surely you've got to
Oh,
pit for it.
you can press the numbers on your keyboard to go to a certain position. My life has been changed.
Striker Boy does pit, and so does Penguin, so does Juno.
They'll be going on softs here. This will be, well, it's going to be Abu Dhabi 2021.
The double stack for Mercedes.
They'd hold them up a little bit.
Dragon
for June.
and Corny both pit as well. Rota will pull into the pits as well. Everyone pitting for a set of softs here towards the end of the Grand Prix, and it's all about to kick off.
You think it'd be going for I think we've someone going for track position, but they all want the softs. They all want to be able to fight through it. But I imagine safety car is only going to be 2 or 3 laps. But you can hold up a driver for however long you need to. You know.
Hynot gets a
It'll
driving
be 2
penalty.
laps of racing probably.
2 laps of racing. So the top 3 that have been the top 3 in this order pretty much for the whole race. Striker Boy leads on a new set of soft tyres. Penguin in second, new set of softs. Then Juno, new set of softs. Dragon, who I'm sure if he gets a sniff of an opportunity, he will take it in P4. Corny in P5. Then follows Rota, who's been silently sitting there in P6. Then we've got Thunderfox, who still has got a chance to get back into the race. Then Ledux, who has decided not to pit, keeps track position in P8. Then you got Dunu, you got Nut in P10, and then Empish, Stouty, and Beth. So the only one choosing to keep track position is Ledux in P8, and I wonder if that's going to be a mistake.
Yeah, it's a risky one when everybody else is going on the fresh soft. But if he has a defense that he needs to, then a P8. Where was he before? Was he out of the points?
He was just inside the point of, I think, P10 maybe, so he's gained a few points, but it's a risky strategy.
As long as he's going to go below P10, you can't follow him.
But the question is, when's the safety car going to come in? Because that's an important one. It wasn't a massive incident that caused the safety car, but usually the safety car likes to pick up the entire pack before restarting a race. Not always, as it has been proven before, but this could be a scenario which anyone could still win this race. Any of the top 6, I reckon, can still win.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this now. 2 or 3 laps of racing, fresh soft, complete push. We might see some mistakes from the top runners though. People be really trying to get past each other. But this should be Penguin's chance here. The safety car has given them the opportunity. Same with Thunderfox as well. Thunderfox will want to be climbing up the grids, even though there's people who Rotor set the fastest lap, hasn't he? He's still got the fastest lap.
No, I think Penguin said it just a lap after on a set of hards when he was pushing to catch Striker, but that gap that Striker had wiped out in an instant after what Thunderfox's mistake has brought him back into the race.
Yeah. And Juno as well. Juno would be angry because he couldn't hold it from the extra 2 laps. That would have given Striker Boy the advantage he needed.
Exactly. And in the end, the Dux does pit and only loses 1 position, so he's still inside the points. So not bad running from him there.
Yeah, I mean, if only pitted earlier, but you can't. Yeah, he's still getting position.
He's still getting
It's not bad.
So lap 26 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're under safety car conditions. No one's allowed to overtake. You must stay in formation. We will restart on lap 27.
Oh, and that's Dino getting on the curve. He's just trying to get closer, but
there will be
no point pushing that hard.
3 laps of racing after lap 27.
This is going to be great.
And any of the top 7, well, actually, any of the top 10 could still win this Grand Prix.
Jack's 3-second penalty that's a track limits penalty.
There's a track limits
pushing
penalty.
So hard.
Under a safety car. Is the safety car even in? I
No.
haven't had a notification that the safety car is in.
That'll be the 2 laps of
Is there
racing.
going to be 2 laps of race? Are we going to have 1 lap of racing? Is that what's going to happen? Or are we going to have the safety car in the final corner? I think it's going to be out for another
RTTF
lap.
Season 4 Tier 2 Race 1 Abu Dhabi.
I think we're going to have the safety car out for another lap at least.
There wasn't even a car crashed out. Was there even wing on there? Was there any debris on the track?
I didn't see any debris. So on to lap 27 now. So there will be 2 laps of racing when we get started.
Possibly 1.
Possibly 1. Which will be poetic in a way, I'd say.
And there's so many jokes that you can make if Penguin gets past.
There's so many jokes. Think of the commentary calls we can make if he gets past.
Oh, I'm gonna get up Crofty himself.
Get Crofty's Max thing, but replace it with Penguin instead of Max.
Yeah, I need What did he say when Max dived on the inside?
He's a long way back.
Oh, nice and enthusiastic, just like Crofty.
Yeah, just like Crofty. I would do it Crofty, but we're on the safety car. It's very boring at the moment. Let me just recap what's been happening in the race. Striker and Juno taking the lead after a mistake from Thunder Fox. And then Penguin has been pestering them all race along. Late safety car after a Thunder Fox incident, possibly colliding.
Oh, and that's someone spun around. I think that's Stowie gone around. It was Aston Martin.
It is an Aston Martin spun.
Ah, it was his back marker.
So back marker, is he being let through here, the back marker?
Oh no. I just say though, Rota, 10 positions gained, double digits.
He still has a chance. He could gain even more. He started right on the back of the grid, and we have not seen him all race. And surely
he's gained. Oh,
and here it
2
is.
laps of race.
The safety car is in this lap. Lap 27 of 29. We head
spectating Penguin
onto lap 8. Sorry, lap 28. Striker leads from Penguin, Juno, Dragon, Corny, Rota, Thunderfox, Dini, Ledux, and Hynut to the top 10.
Imagine Striker being nervous now because he knows he has to get the good run. If he doesn't do that, and Penguin. I know Penguin can easily do it. Oh, and Striker's went away.
The Striker's gone. Striker has gone, and has he caught?
He got the run. He did it. He
caught
caught
Penguin
Penguin
napping.
out.
He has,
Completely.
and it might have got Juno involved into P2 here. As here we go, the race has restarted on lap 28. Juno looking to get past Penguin, to get on with things here. As Rota gets past into P5, he's battling Corny for P5. Rota up into P5, and here comes Juno again. Now? Yeah, they had drive-through penalties had to be served. Here comes Juno. Can he dive down the inside?
The back as well. Oh,
Penguin. There's a crash towards the back of the grid. A Thunder Fox and Empish have had a collision, and that ends Thunder Fox's chance. But Juno still
in the 5th, 11 positions gained now.
Rota up into P5. He has a chance at P4 if he can push hard enough to get Dragon. Dragon is in this battle for a podium here.
Looks like he might be.
Juno looking to get on. He's got to try and get past Penguin to secure that 1-2. There is going to be no DRS as well because it only activates after 3 laps after the safety car, so it'll have to be pure pace down the back straight.
Dragon getting a lot of shape there as well. He just got on the curb on the right hand side, going the long left hander.
Striker
lost quite a bit of time.
Striker did an excellent job on that restart, completely fooling everyone on that restart, including Penguin. Juno was able to it, but he didn't have the straight line speed. So, on to the final lap now of the Bahrain GP. We head on to lap 29. Striker still leads from Penguin and then Juno. Dragon just behind them as well. But I don't think we're going to see anything major happen unless there's a mistake. Striker gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Looks like Striker's race still, even with the safety car. That start was incredible from him.
And a restart to remember for Striker Boy. Juno.
You'll be showing the replay of that in the qualifying VC after the race.
We'll be definitely doing that. Juno closing in on Penguin, but not close enough. That lack of DRS is costing him big time. And Dragon just behind Juno, but not close enough for a move.
Only as well pushed to get Rota.
The Ducks still in the points there for P8. That's a brilliant thing from him after his terrible afternoon. And is Penguin close enough? Is he going to dump his battery? Surely not close enough to think of a dive bomb.
He won't have this. Striker's just got to keep calm. He's got like 5 more corners to not make a mistake.
And
This
Thunderfox
should truly be
retires.
his race.
He has a crash on the exit of turn. That's him out of the race. He wasn't in the points anyway. But this
That's
is...
disappointing,
It's very
to say
disappointing
the least.
for Thunderfox. Juno is pushing so hard in this last lap to try and get anywhere close to Penguin, but it won't be enough. But for Striker Boy, he's got one more corner to go of the Bahrain GP to start his racing to the fullest career on a high. As he comes around the final corner to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's Penguin takes second place, Juno in third, then it's Dragon in fourth, Rota from the back of the grid to fifth, Cordy in
11 places gained for Rotor.
Didi
That's
seventh.
my driver of the day.
That is, I was going to ask you what the driver did. Ducks in 8th, Stout in 9th, and One-Eyed Shax finishes out your top 10. And then what an exciting end to the race. We've seen Striker does get his win even after the safety car. Juno couldn't make it a 1-2 unfortunately, but he finishes in third, and Penguin will finish in second. But we are now going to head on to the interviews for the race, starting with P3, which is Juno. So if we can get Juno in here. And what a brilliant race we have just seen. And yeah, Vlad, who is your driver of the day?
Yep, Rotor. Oh, I've got Dragon Lolly's helmet on my screen. Get it away from me. Anyway, yeah, Rotor, driver of the day by the game. He's had an incredible race. 11 positions gained. That's not something you see often. From the back of the grid all the way to 5th. Held off Corny after the safety car as well. He's incredible performance. We didn't see anything of him all race. I don't think we even went to him once for an extended period of time, but he still managed to pull something like that. He must have got it at the start, so he might have actually just done it all the way through the race, but I didn't see it. Still incredible for him.
And it has been an incredible opening race, and I would agree with you. I think from the fact he started on the back and he made up so many places and we didn't even see him. He just scythed through the field. But if that is the front of the grid for the rest of the year, Juno, Striker, and Penguin, and also if Rota can get in qualifying, that's going to be a brilliant championship battle.
Yeah, I think Rota. I didn't expect to see much of him, especially after his I didn't expect to see him anywhere, especially after his qualifying performance. But yeah, that's very surprising. But I'm excited for the rest of the season now.
And we're excited by the rest of the season, but we're joined by the man who finished in third place for the opening round, Juno. First of all, had a good qualifying, qualified P3, and then finished P3 in the race. But how was that from your perspective?
We did as best as we could. We were trying to go for the win against the Alpha originally, who was in P1, but he's I don't know where he finished or if he finished at all. But that Penguin in the Red Bull, he's mentally fast on the straight, so we had to do some masterclass defending to try and beat him, and it worked in the end. So we got the result we wanted, but P1 P2 would have been ideal.
Well, I think from me and Vlad's perspective, the team play going on between yourself and Striker, maybe not at the start of the race. It seemed to be a few dive bombs going on at the start of the race, but towards sort of the middle and the end, you guys worked so hard to try and keep that Rebel behind. But yeah, he was quick down the straights.
Yeah, we had absolutely nothing on the straights. Those last few laps before the safety car, yeah, I had no ERS, so I could not defend at all, and he just sent it straight past me. So yeah, congrats to him on P2. Deserves it.
And Vlad, any thoughts that you'd like to share with Juno from your perspective?
No, it's just a great race. Good team play as well. Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Well, so Juno, obviously the next race, once I've checked the calendar, I can tell you what the next race is, will be in Paul Ricard, France. Feeling confident going to France?
No.
No?
I don't like the track at all. But I'll give it my best and try and improve for the race next week.
Well, thank you, Juno. So appreciate you coming in to talk to us. We'll now be talking to the man who finished in second place, Penguin. Thank you, Juno, for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
So we'll just get Penguin in here in a second. Penguin, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. A bit shook, but glad I recovered from a spin.
Yes, so talk about your race first of all. Good qualifying for you, I believe. Just check the order of qualifying. I have it somewhere.
I believe I was fifth in qualifying. Yes,
P5, but there
as
wasn't a
far as
lot
my
in it.
standards go.
There wasn't a
No,
lot
there
in it.
wasn't a lot,
Um,
and also kind of slightly, sorta impeded on my final hot lap, but that's fine. I mean, it happens. I think it's just the fact that we couldn't communicate about that move probably caused some
yes,
confusion on
we,
M's
me
end.
and me and Vlad were slightly confused about that. It just seemed like a lot of dirty air from us, but from our point of
Yeah.
view. But anyway, we move on. But a race that probably was two halves of a race because at the start of it, you weren't really battling for the lead, and then obviously the Alfa Romeo had a spin, and you got really involved between those two Mercedes.
I did, and I really wish it wasn't a team because me and whoever was P2 in front of me could have played together to get to the front instead of fighting each other. But it is what it is. I was caught in a Mercedes sandwich, so I did what I could. I feel, and then I spun like a twat mid race. I started getting a bit blinded by the sun. I hopped on the curb behind Striker, I believe,
Yeah, that was
and I
I
lost
don't know if you know, but
too much time on the
that was
spin.
Striker's AI that you
I
got
did
stuck
notice,
behind.
yes,
Yes.
which is slight distraction, but
Yeah.
also not his fault. I bet.
No. But Vlad, I think you want to talk about the dive bomb that he did on Juno. You thought was
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah. Did you set that up the lap earlier? Because I saw
I
you
did.
very close to it. Yeah. Because I
I was
noticed,
so
like, I would have
annoyed.
went for that.
I was so annoyed at being behind them. I didn't want to dive bomb initially, but then I said, "Fuck it, I need to if I want to get past." So I set it up. I was really thinking about it the lap before, and then that one lap I just sent it, and it worked. It worked out. He
It
gave
worked
me
out
space. He didn't turn into me. It was great. Felt
worked
good.
out brilliantly. And then obviously the safety car right at the end. Did you think you had a chance of getting to Striker Boy? But he had a really good
Without
restart.
without the safety car, I'm fairly certain I had a shot, honestly. But the safety car kind of neutralized things a bit too much. I don't know what his battery situation was, but I feel like I was catching him by a couple of tenths per lap. If I pushed in clean air, I might have caught him.
Yeah.
The safety car forced a really short race, and I had to defend from Juno a few times
Yeah.
at the beginning of the restart. So I was just out of it.
Well,
I'm glad I finished P2 regardless.
it was a great race from our perspective watching you race. So thank you for that. And then obviously we go to France next weekend. Are you feeling confident that Red Bull can bounce back in France?
I'm hoping we can. I don't know for a fact that we can. If you asked me a bit like an hour ago if I was going to be fighting for a podium, I probably wouldn't have said yes. So I guess we'll have to see.
Well, thank you, Penguin, for joining us. Your P2 finisher for the Bahrain GP. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now we'll bring in the race winner, Striker Boy. Striker Boy is here, and he's here to win, as he tends to. Striker, uh, starting on the front row alongside Thunder Fox, and obviously taking
Yeah,
the lead after Thunder Fox's spin. But that looked like a tough race.
it was. I mean, I didn't expect to be where I was. I hadn't practiced and anything, and I didn't expect the pace, but it just felt really good. And obviously, having Juno up there with me, we were able to work together to stay ahead of the Red Bull.
Yeah, we were obviously
Uh,
talking. Me and Vlad were talking about the team play you were doing, but at one point looked a bit hairy after the pit stops, almost going into the back of Juno after you swapped round. Don't know if
yeah,
you
there
saw
were a
that.
few
Looked a bit
close
hairy,
moments.
but yeah. So obviously won the race, which was brilliant. Your AI did a
Like,
great job of defending for a while.
I've
Um,
heard, I've heard.
yeah, but yeah. So brilliant race, first win of the season, leading the championship, fastest lap, 26 points. You go to France next weekend. Do you think you can do the same thing?
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Well,
Hopefully, we can, but
well, it was a brilliant race, and we definitely enjoyed it. So thank you, Striker, for joining us. Striker, your first race winner of season 4.
thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Well, of course. Well, thank you. Thank you. Me and Vlad are very pleased you're here.
Yeah, I'm honoured to have the race winner.
Yeah, exactly. You see, look, this is the joy of winning a race. You get to talk to us, so that's why you win.
Honoured.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Striker, for joining us anyway. So, Striker Boy, they're your race winner. So, Vlad, we've come to the end of the first race of the season. Any major thoughts from that?
Nothing about the race, but coming in the next few races, I think it's going to be a really good title battle, especially since we've seen a lot of people who've obviously got the pace. Rota as well, even though he didn't finish near the top. 11 positions gained. That's going to be. I think if he shows up in qualifying, he'll at least be going for the win.
We'll see next time out in France. But thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for sticking with the stream. I know it collapsed at one point, but that's not really our fault. Blame Twitch for that one. But we will be back tomorrow for T1 racing at Bahrain again, and I'm sure that'll be. I think Vlad, you're racing tomorrow as well.
Yes, I have to use medium traction control because my pedals are bad.
So
They're very bad.
I might be commentating. I might be racing tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I'm sure you'll find out. But you can meet us next time tomorrow at slightly later time of 6:30, and then we have obviously Paul Ricard next weekend for 6 p.m. on Saturday for Tier 2. So thank you for joining, Vlad. Thank you for commentating with me. It's been a pleasure
No
as
problem.
always.
It was great.
And check out the link to Discord and Twitch and stuff in the bottom. I'm sure it's there. I'm sure Edrin's put it there. But check out Racing to the Fullest, and we'll see you guys in the next race.
Goodbye.